Hello, everyone. Welcome or welcome back. My name is Monique, and I'm on a financial health journey to create an inheritance for the generations to come. I want to do that through consistency and discipline. Today, I am here to do my weekly budget check in for the week of October the 27th through November the 2nd. So, this would be the last week for October, going into the first week, of course, for November. With that said, I'd like to thank anyone who has liked or commented on any of my videos, and especially those that have chosen to subscribe. I am really appreciative and very respectful of the community at large. I did start this and truly am doing it as a way to hold myself accountable. But anybody who has chosen to take this journey with me, I just wanted to make sure I say thank you, thank you, thank you. So let's get into it today. Usually, or at least for the last 2 to 3 paychecks, I've been able to save from my variable expenses and use any money that I've saved over that 2 week period until, like, in between paychecks, to cover my savings challenges for the next paycheck, right? But last week I was over budget. This week I may not be over budget, but I am. I consider myself at budget on this one, and just documented on my paycheck budget closeout that for this week that I spent all 300 and actually, I think I put $320 and not $330. So I do need to make sure I'm accounting for that as well. But with that said, it's because anything extra that I have from this week for variable expenses, I didn't have any extra last week, but any extra I have from this week, I'm actually still going to put it towards savings challenges. And then the money that I've actually budgeted for in the November 3rd paycheck, I'm going to have that go towards savings challenges as well. So I am trying to beef up my savings challenges that I have, because I know I may have to use some of that money to handle some of the things that are coming up as far as holidays are concerned. So I'm not rolling any of this money into the savings challenges and removing anything from my paycheck budget for November the 3rd. Everything's going into that savings pool. With that said, let's go ahead and get started. You will notice that there are 2 charges here that are just white. They're not highlighted in any of the categories that I have. And that's because I had enough money in my variable expense account. It's been there as a cushion, and I've actually just used it for those 2 items in particular. This is where my daughter went to the homecoming dance. So I did take her for a mani-pedi just to have her feeling kind of nice and pretty and everything. And then we went to the beauty supply store and got some inexpensive things for her hair and those types of things. And so, again, instead of using any of the $330 for the variable expense, or instead of using any bill money or swiping a credit card, still haven't swiped anything, did not swipe, I was able to cover those costs just with the cushion that I had in my variable expense account. So, yay for the cushion. Okay, so let's go ahead and get started. We'll start with groceries. And for groceries, I have 106. And yeah, forgive me if it shakes a lot. I'm not sure if it will. The camera will shake. 11 and then 11. It's 128. Let me move that down a little bit. Can you guys see that there? We'll do that. All right, so 106. Yeah, 108. 128. I said 108, 128. I knew there was something that I was doing wrong with me. All right, get yourself together, Monique. All right. All right. Gas, I only had one expense. That was for $22. Home, one expense for $35. Dining, 15, 10, and 25. It's 50. 0 for entertainment, and that one is coming off. And I'll go in a little bit more there. Actually, let me go in a little bit more here too. For entertainment, that one is 0 again, and I think I'm going to remove it going forward. Personal. So let's do that. So for personal, 10 and 10, that's 20. So that's the full 20 here. Shopping, I only had one expense for $12. Miscellaneous. All right, so miscellaneous, I'm going to go ahead and mark it as 40. So I took out $40 in cash for the miscellaneous like I typically do. And there's a field trip that I am going, actually, as soon as I finish creating this video. This is on Thursday. As soon as I finish this video, I am going to go and get the a money order for a field trip that she needs to pay for on tomorrow. My daughter needs to pay for on tomorrow, and it's going to be $32, but then $1 for the actual money order itself from the grocery store. So I'm going to mark that as $33, which means technically there'll be $7 left over. I'm going to add that to my jar that I have with the additional funds that I have from last week in the miscellaneous category. And so that'll be 7. But overall, I'm going to say here that I took out the whole 40 and just mark this down as 40 for that one. All right, so those are all of the expenses. All right, so let's adjust and let's see what we've got going here. Okay, actual is 128, 22, 35, 50, 20, 12, 40, 307. All right, 307 minus. Got it. All right, and then let's go across and see what we've got here. So 10, that's 18. So I'm over by $18 in groceries. I am under by, actually, I think that's 18. Let's do that again. Let me make sure. 128 minus 110 is $18. 40 minus 22 is $18. Okay, there you go. And then I am under budget by 5. That should be plus 5. Got 5 extra left over. 0 for dining, 0 entertainment, 0 personal. Shopping, I'm under budget again, but 18 must be the number. If you guys play the numbers, that doesn't even make sense. I think you got to have more than just 2. But there's 18 repeating over and over again. I wonder why. And then miscellaneous, we're going to mark that as 0 because there's nothing left. All right, so I'm going to start with a positive number first. So plus 18 minus 18 plus 5, and then plus 18 equals 31. I'll do that again. 18 minus 18 plus 5 plus 18, 23. I knew something was wrong. What happens? Good grief. All right. That's why I have to do these numbers twice. And I learned that from somebody. I don't know which YouTuber I was watching, but she always does it twice just to be sure. And for that one, yes, the 23. It is $23. Okay. So it's a plus 23 here. And I would venture to say the money that I had left over probably adds up to being that amount. The cash that I have total probably adds up to being that amount. But I do know that there's a little bit of cushion that's still left in my account from these funds. So it's a good thing. I'm still under budget, even though I had a few additional expenses. So we used more definitely for groceries. We definitely ate out more this week than we have in previous weeks where we've been able to come into budget, but less on the shopping and less on the gas overall. All right, so under budget for this last paycheck or this last variable expense week of October. And then going forward, like what our categories are going to be and how much that's going to be for those. So first, I'm going to go back up to $120 for groceries. So with that, I found out that my daughter, all of last year, not this year, all of the last year, so her sophomore year in high school, she told us that she didn't want to eat at the cafeteria. And so with that, we gave her money. So she basically got $20 a week at the beginning of the week on that Monday, and that had to last her throughout the rest of the week. I actually went online to our Payments Plus account or whatever it's called under her student ID number, and I actually registered for or added some notes there that said no extra, right? So I wanted to make sure that she wasn't getting money from us and then also buying a lot of a la carte items through there that I was going to have to pay a cost around. So, of course, that would just cancel it out in my mind. Well, apparently all last year she has been getting some things from the cafeteria, just a regular meal. So they did tell her no extras and she could not do things a la carte, but if she spent her money too fast and she spent that 20 quicker than she was supposed to, and she knew she could not come back to us for more money, she was going and just getting a school lunch to tide her over. So her money might run out on Wednesday, so that would be like 2 days, 1 or 2 days a week. She would just go and get a school lunch. Now, because her freshman year, the school did not charge at anyone for breakfast or lunch. All of the kids got it for free. Her sophomore year, they said, hey, we're going to stop that. We're not going to have the funds available to do that for this year, but we're not going to turn anybody away. This is going to give parents a chance to kind of get themselves back together again. And they wanted to just make sure the kids didn't feel bad about, having to get a PB&J sandwich, for example, if they had gone 2 or 3 days and they didn't have any money on their account, but they were getting lunch. The option is I'll just give them a peanut butter and jelly sandwich. They didn't want to do that. So they allowed kids to just go ahead and get their lunch. And then, the parents would have to take care of it later. Well, that's what my daughter was doing. And I found out about it this week because we got a bill. She brought home a note earlier this week and the bill was for $75. So I told her that's it. So what we decided to do is I am going to put money on her school account, which I did. So I covered the $75 cost. I think I put like $90 on her account. So she has a little bit extra. She's just going to eat lunch at the school. So I bumped this up a little bit because remember, I think I bumped it up by $10 or $15 at the start of the school to kind of cover the cost for either I was going to give her some money or I was going to give her some money to go and get what she wanted, or I was going to buy additional groceries so that she can make her food here. Now what I'm going to do to cut all of this out is I'm just going to put the money on her account, her school lunch account. I already have it notated there, no extras, so I don't have to worry about that. And then she's just going to have to make it do what it do, because that's it. So I bumped this up a little bit more just to make sure I have enough, because I think it's like $3. So for 5 days, that's $15. And there's a little bit of extra there just in case something happens and I can't give any money for a particular week. I would be able to back some of that out or not have to send as much. So anyway, all of that to say, I've decided to increase groceries back up again to $120. All right, gas, we're going to stick with $40. I'm not really using that $40, but I like having that there just in case. I thought I was going to go out of town this coming week, but I'm not. So that should help with that gas cost. Home, I'm going to say 30 instead of the 40 or the 50. Xerxes is about to transition back to my friend's place over this weekend. So I can back that home out. I don't have to worry about dog food and toys and all of that kind of stuff. Dining, we're going to leave at 50. Personal at 20. That's the 10 that I usually put in personal, and then the 10 from entertainment. Oh man, this was too big. Let's do that over again real quick. 50 and 20. Shopping is going to be 20. And then miscellaneous is still 40, and that 40 I'm going to try and get out in cash. So 120, 40, 30, 50, 20, 20, 40 equals $320. So I'm back down to $320, and we will see how that goes. All righty, everybody. Thanks so much for your time. You guys have a good one.